Hey there guys, this is Derek coming to you from my garage again today. It's rainy and crappy outside, so I'm inside doing some inventory. Figured why not make a video of all the saws that I keep in my repertoire. I've got quite a collection, and I still use most of these, but there's some that I use a lot more often than others. We'll go over each one, tell you what they're good for and what I keep it for. Let's start off with this one. This one is the Skil HD77. It's the heavier model, but I still like to use it. I put a 40 tooth blade on it, and I only use it to cut large sheet goods down. I can use a fence with it, and it cuts really sharp, really nice. And it's a heavier saw though, but it will cut through everything. Then we've got the big boy, the HD5860. We always call this one the 60-degree Pro bevel. It'll cut to a full 60 degrees. Has an 8 1/4 inch blade, which worked really good back in the day when I was cutting rafters and jacks in all the day long, before they had all the 50-degree saws. I use this mainly for decks now. It will cut a full 3 inches deep, so when I'm notching posts, 3 inches usually is the magic number. It is a heavy son of a gun. Where's this thing? Weighs over 20 pounds. It's a heavy saw, but boy, it works good when you got to cut deep. Next, we've got the SPT77WM, which is what I consider to be the first Mag 77. Great saw. It's had some damage over the years. These saws are totally workable. Now we're to the one I use the most, the SPT77WML. I call this one the Featherlight. It's very similar to the Mag 77, but it has this black on the back. It is a slight bit lighter, but I think it has less power compared to the original Mag 77, the one without the black. This is a stronger saw. This one is lighter though. I end up using the lighter one because when you're cutting all day long, you want something light. And it still gets the job done. When I bought this one, I bought 7 of these same saws. I still have 2 in the box. This one still got the original cord, no cuts in it. It's got a great rafter hook. We use that all the time. It's got the blade change tool in it. We've never had an issue with them falling out or losing them. And I've used a lot of these. We've gone through a lot of these on the framing site. I'll show you a picture of my trash pile, the saws that I keep to take parts off of to keep these guys going, because this is ultimately the best saw to own. Homeowner, contractor, at least a corded version, and it's the best one I've ever used. You can cut with this thing all day long. This thing goes to 53 degrees. When I was cutting rafters and jacks all day, 50 degrees was usually my max. So this saw, once this saw came out, I could get rid of that big heavy monster that cuts 60 degrees. So this saw has really made it so much easier to work. Now we'll go to the cordless. This is the only cordless saw I keep on me. It is the Dewalt DCS391 6.5 inch blade. This saw comes out of the truck every day. We just take it to the job site because no matter what, we know we're going to use it. So handy. Works with all the Dewalt. I have these are 20 volt. That's pretty much what I use with all my tools, all my impact. I think it's a damn handy one. So easy, no cord, but there are limitations. But the battery, get good battery life out of it, but you got to just have the batteries ready to on the charger so you're ready to keep cutting. Can't recommend it for super long rips unless you're doing siding, but I've got a better saw for siding. But yeah, this is with the mag, the Featherlight, between the Featherlight and this, these are the two saws I bring out of the truck every day to the job site. So if you only got to buy two, these are the two that I would recommend. I can't say that I don't own a left-handed saw, but this is the only one. And the only reason I have it is to hook up to this Craig rip cut. The front of the table has to be relatively flat to get these screws to tighten and not make this thing roll up on you. It's the only reason I have a left-handed saw, because I'm right-handed. I would never ever recommend getting a left-handed saw. No matter how cheap it is, I would spend the money and get a right-handed saw. The only reason I use this is because I can put it on this rip fence and I don't have to watch the blade. I know it's going to cut right where it's supposed to because it's connected to a rip fence that keeps it secure. This saw is very handy. I use it a lot for siding. It cuts through 1/2 inch hardboard siding like butter. I use it on the framing job site to cut all my soffit plywood or any long rips. It's a great saw, but I wouldn't recommend it for a homeowner. Just with that left side, or not being on the right side to see it. Total left-hander saw. Here I told you I'd give you a shot of the ones I keep to repair the other ones. This one had the table holder, the bolt totally just sheared out of it and stripped completely. This one over here had something go wrong on the inside. This is what the inside of the trigger looks like. I'll do a video sometime that shows you how to replace this trigger. It's very easy. These are very easy to work on, and you can get all these parts readily available. Here's a whole nother cord, pre-wired, comes with ends already on it. I get these here locally in Omaha from a small electrician shop. Super cheap. I think I pay $12. But at the same time, I keep all the old ones. And I've got all new parts if I need them. All the handles. As you go through them working on a framing site, that must be the left side of that or the right side of that. You got to keep all of these parts. There's a new trigger. All these little brackets on there I keep. All these levers I try to hold on to because you'll use them. You end up using them, they'll end up breaking. And it's always good to keep them. But these two saws will go into an old saw that'll make a new one. In conclusion, I just have to say that this saw right here is pretty much the only saw you need to buy if you're in the market for a corded saw. It's the Skil Saw SPT77WML-01. It's a 15 amp, 7¼ inch lightweight worm drive circular saw. It's pretty much a saw you'll be able to hand down to your kids as long as it never sees my framing site. Hope I helped you guys with your decision and what circular saw you're going to get. Leave me a comment and we'll see you next time. Thanks.